Hello and welcome, I'm your Matchmaking. Here let's learn about Unity building blocks. This is something they announced relatively recently, and it's basically a nice collection of some tiny widgets that basically help you implement all kinds of Unity features, things like player authentication, leaderboards, achievements, multiplayer sessions, and so on. These are all available as free assets on the SSR. So there's one for managing player accounts, there's one for managing achievements, one for how to handle leaderboards, another one for how to create a multiplayer session, and finally one to make a matchmaker session. These are all free assets, so you just add them to your account and that's it. And these basically work like simple drag and drop things, so you can easily implement all these kinds of features. You can either use them directly in your games or use them as samples basically to learn how all these services work. For example, let's look at this one, the player account one. So this one over here, this player account building block, this one helps developers implement storage and retrieval of player data. So this one over here combines authentication with cloud code and cloud save in order to offer an extensible UI to represent user sign up, user sign in, player account management for all the users in your project. So basically, if you want to learn how to use all these tools, how to use Unity Authentication, Unity Cloud Code, Unity Cloud Save, you can either go read through all that documentation or just look into this sample, look into how they implemented that. And like I said, either use that to learn how these tools work or just use them directly in your project. By the way, a lot of these tools like Authentication and Cloud Save, I've got individual lectures on them in my Ultimate Unity Overview course. This course over here has over 70 lectures covering all kinds of tools and features of the engine, including many of these Unity services. So if you're interested, then check it out. And that course is also included in my Black Friday bundle. I'm running this bundle for just 2 more days, so if you're interested, check it out. And I've also used some of these tools like Authentication and all the multiplayer ones, like Lobby, Relay, and so on. I've also used those in my free multiplayer course, so if you want to see those being used as part of the complete project, then go ahead and check this out. But if all you want is just a simple sample, then these Unity building blocks, these are great, so let's look and see what exactly do they do. So first of all, you import the package just by looking in the package manager. And as soon as you add, it's going to tell you there are all kinds of dependencies onto this. So let's go ahead and implement all these dependencies. So we have all the packages and so on. Now let's go ahead and just import everything. Yep, I've added it. I've got it over here inside of this project, and I can just go inside player account. And these, they all have got a test scene. So we can go ahead, look into this scene. And yep, here it is, right this. And now this one, by the way, this one also contains a README file over here. And you should probably read this. This one over here basically explains what exactly does this building block do. So in this case, this one is using authentication, cloud save, and cloud code. So if you have no idea what all of those are, if so, then here you've got a basic nice explanation on what exactly those things do. For example, cloud save, this one is a service that provides the capacity to persist JSON data. So basically, cloud saves in the cloud that you can load on any kind of platform that the player logs in. Yep, that's what it does. Then cloud code, in this case, is saying this one is not required, but is used to showcase advanced cloud save features. And of course, he's got all links, so if you want to learn more about all these. And then importantly, in order to run this building block, importantly is we've got over here a bunch of prerequisites. So first of all, it says the project must be linked, then the environment must be set, and so on. Whereas if over here, if I just start on hit on play, then now if I try to sign in anonymously, which is the simplest one, and if there I go, I've got an error right away. I think they should update these to add basically a try catch in order to verify is the project linked or not, because this error is basically because the project is not linked. So if a user forgot to read these prerequisites, they would have no idea why the sample doesn't work. So it would be nice if Unity themselves had a simple try catch just to catch for this message and say, oh, you need to link the project. But anyways, it's a super simple fix. So we just need to go into edit, go into project settings, and on the left side, go into the services tab. And over here, we need to link into a project. So go ahead, select your organization, and then either use an existing cloud project or create a brand new one. So here, I'm going to create a new one, so just click on it. And there it is, just created a brand new one. Now I can head on play again, and now I can try to sign in. And yep, there you go, now it does work, but yep, now there you go, here we have another error. So this is another thing that I think they should add some kind of try catch onto this. Basically, this sample over here, this one assumes there's some data stored in the backend, but as soon as you start, there's no data, the thing is completely empty. So over here it says failed to load this public string, failed to load this, and here we've got a service unavailable. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to fix all of this. So in order to fix this one for loading the player data, this one has to do with the cloud save data. Like I said, this sample basically assumes the data already exists, but the first time you launch it, doesn't actually exist. If you want to know where that data is stored, the cloud save data, then you need to go into your Unity dashboard, so that's cloud.unity.com. Then select the current project that you're using. And if over here we go into services, if we go into this tab, we can already see the active ones, so the ones that were used recently. Since we hit on play on that, it tried to use these services. So we can see over here the cloud save. And this is basically where all those things are going to be stored. Here we've got player data and game data. And of course, right now it's completely empty. Now, like I said, this one has an easy fix, so let's just go ahead, hit on pause, so the game is still running, and just click on populate player data. This is basically going to populate some default data. So I click on this, and there you go, it's going to send it, and there you go, right now it stores that data. Here, if I go ahead and just refresh this page, and if there you go, now I've got some player data stored. I can see it's got a certain player ID, so this is the player ID that was automatically generated. This is the authentication service in action, basically auto-generates a player ID when you sign in anonymously. And then over here I can see, yep, this is the data that has been stored. Now if I stop playing and I play again, now it is not going to throw that first error, but it's still going to throw the second error. So if I sign in anonymously, after a little bit, it is going to throw that error. So if there it is, service unavailable, 503. So this one has to do with the Cloud Code setup. So again, going back into the prerequisite over here. So here we have the Cloud Code module setup. So this setup must be deployed in order to run this test scene. And this one is pretty simple. First, we go into edit, then go into project settings. Then over here on the left side, go into services and environments. And over here, select an environment. So by default, just going to go into the production environment. Then up top, go into services. Now go into deployment. And over here, this one's already included the blocks game module. So this one is included on the building blocks. And let's just go ahead and deploy this one. This is basically going to be uploading code for their Cloud Code service. Yep, there you go. It's been uploaded. Again, on dashboard, I can verify it. So I can go onto the Cloud Code for C# models. Yep, there it is right there. And now if I go ahead and hit on play, now I can sign in anonymously. Now over here, I can see the public data. So this is showing the Cloud Save feature. And then down here for the global score, this one is showing the Cloud Code sample. This is basically some shared data. So over here, just a button to increment some kind of number, and it's basically increment that number for every single player, not just every individual player. That's a specific thing for how Cloud Save works. You can have both per player data. So for example, default data, this one is private player data that is stored in the cloud. And this one over here, this one is public player data. So other players can read this, but other players cannot read this one. And down here, this one's basically global data. So this one is shared across all the players. So two different players are going to have different data over here, but they're going to have the same global data. And over here for the increment, this one is basically using Cloud Code in the backend in order to update that data and then send it back to the player. Again, these building blocks are basically just samples. You can use this to learn how all of these tools work, or like I said, really just copy paste them in your projects. So for example, for learning, you can inspect and see all the code because all the source code is right here. For example, this UI window over here, this one's actually a UI toolkit window. It's over here, the player count scene. So if you open up this one, there you go, you get the UI builder. And over here, you can see how these menus are set up. If you're not familiar with UI builder, it is relatively simple. So over here on the left side, you can see all these icons. So this is basically the structure for how this UI is set up. And over here, you can see all of these. Note that little C# sign. That means these are being created through code as opposed to being created over here in the UI builder. So for example, this one is named player sign-in. And if you look, yep, there it is. Here we have a player sign-in script. And if this right here, this visual element, this is basically the script that is creating that visual UI. So over here, if you want to know how that is set up, so let's say the sign in anonymously. So there it is. So here's the code for that one. So basically we just got a button, and then on click, we are going to go into this cloud data container and call sign in anonymously. So this is a class that is defined right here. So we can go onto its definition. Here we have the cloud data container. And over here, you can see all the code for this. So like I said, for example, if you want to implement sign in anonymously in your own projects, you could either write that whole thing from scratch or just import this asset. Then your custom main menu, you would simply just call this. You would use this cloud data container that Unity themselves already implemented and just call sign in anonymously. And that is basically going to sign in. If you want, of course, if you want to learn how it all works, you can really just follow all the function calls in order to see how this whole thing is set up. But alternatively, you can literally just use this in order to implement it in your own games. Here you can see how to sign in anonymously, how to sign in with the Unity sign-in, or alternatively with a custom email password. Then back on the UI builder, so here we've got all of the other buttons, and again, these got the C# icons, so these are all individual C# scripts. So if you want to see all the logic for all these buttons, you can really just go inside those scripts in order to read it. For example, if you want to see this one for default data, so if you want to see how exactly do I read and write cloud save data, you can just go ahead and go into this one, so the player editable data label. So over here, just look for that one, the player editable data layer. And over here, yep, there it is. So this class provides a specialized version of a player data label that adds editing functionality to the data. When that is finished editing, it will be updated in the relevant cloud save key for the player and access class. So yep, over here we can see, when we finish editing our player data, we upload a remote data value on this data container and this data container. This one is a type cloud data container, so the same type that we just saw a while ago. So again, we can really just inspect over here this function call, try to see what does this one do. And over here we can see, okay, so this goes into the cloud save service, access the instance, grabs the player data and calls save async, and then passes in a key, the save options, and then the actual value it's going to save. So you can inspect this whole sample and dive deep into the code bit by bit in order to understand how all of these services work. In this one over here for the sign-in, you can learn about Unity authentication, you can learn about Cloud Save and Cloud Code, and then of course you've got all the other building blocks, like for example this one for achievements. So this one over here combines remote config, Cloud Code, and Cloud Save in order to make some player-defined achievements. By the way, these are separate from platform achievements. These are not the same thing as, let's say, Steam achievements or Xbox achievements. This is basically a completely custom system. So over here I'm going to import this one, and again this one requires a bunch more dependencies, so let's install them. So yep, I've imported it. Here it is, the achievement. So let's go inside the test scenes. But of course, let's also read the README. And okay, so this Unity building block proposed an implementation for an achievement system powered by Unity Gaming Services. The achievements are synchronized and persisted in the cloud, recoverable, cross-device, and cross-platform. So yep, nice. A nice implementation of achievements. So this one's going to be using authentication, of course. Then it's going to be using Cloud Save. So this is how we're actually going to store the achievements in the cloud. It is going to be using cloud code. In this case, I believe it is used in order to basically validate the player calls so that the player actually achieve those achievements. Then remote config in order to actually define all of the achievements. And then here for the prerequisites. So first of all, we need to link a cloud project. So that is basically required for anything that uses any kind of Unity gaming services. Then set up the environment, which we did, and then deployment. So again, for this case, we also need to deploy the blocks.cloud code. So again, same thing, services, deployment. Let's just go ahead, add all the achievements. Let's deploy them. And there you go. Now it's going to deploy those. All done. So now if we hit on play, okay, there it is. So here we've got a bunch of achievements. So some that are simply just achieved, some that have some kind of progress bar, and some that are hidden achievements. So I'm going to go ahead, claim this one. In this case, this one also throws an error. Again, the whole thing about validating, can the player actually unlock these achievements? So these samples are also great if you are worried about that, if you're worried about security with players not being able to unlock or not unlock some achievements. Although in most cases, I would say probably don't worry about that. Unless you have some kind of competitive multiplayer game, I would say don't worry too much about this kind of thing. But still, if you want to worry about that, then you can inspect this to see how it works. So in this case, I'm going to simply delete the remote on this one. Now if I go in and try to unlock the achievement, and now there you go, I've unlocked that achievement. So now I can unlock them and everything works. I can go into these that achieve some kind of progress. So every time I click, I'm unlocking that in the actual cloud. And if I want to see how this is set up in the backend, I can again just go onto the cloud dashboard. And over here, go inside player data. I select the player. In this case, here it is for the achievements. And there you go. I've got a nice JSON string storing all of my achievements. So yep, if you want to know how exactly can you implement some kind of achievements from scratch, if so, then there you go. You've got a real nice sample. Then the other ones cover implementing leaderboards. So this is a really nice Unity tool. I've actually never used this one, so I'm curious to look into this sample to see how it works. Then you can also implement a multiplayer session or implement a matchmaker session. So yep, these are the Unity building blocks. It's a nice way to get started. It's some nice small bite-sized samples to get you started using all of these tools. They're all completely free, so check it out and inspect these samples. And if you want, go ahead and grab my Ultimate Unity Overview course or pick up my Black Friday bundle that I'm still running for 2 more days. Alright, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.